everybody, this is Red Raffle Sports and my name is Peter. In today's video, we're just going to be quickly talking about the recent ban by UEFA on Manchester City. So the ban is for 2 years. Manchester City won't be allowed in the Champions or Europa League for the next 2 years. Obviously Manchester City are appealing it, but odds are they're not going to get an appeal or get the appeal to go through. So the ban is on the grounds of basically rules broken based on rules put in play by financial fair play. Financial fair play was implemented a couple years ago so that big soccer clubs around the world couldn't just pump money into their squad just by buying players and for their wages. A lot of that money does come from sponsorships. You know, if you look at a lot of the big soccer jerseys, you see like one main company and then some smaller ones. Stadiums are just riddled with sponsorships. It even goes down to the boots they wear, the socks, everything. So clubs get a lot of money from that, and basically there's a lot of rules that are put in play by financial fair play so that clubs just can't use all that money just to buy players. Manchester City already are a club that just has typically just bought players. They don't have a great academy system. You know, if you look at their team now, pretty much every single player was bought recently. There's only a few players I can think of that are from Man City that are like homegrown or from their like U18, U23 club or teams. A player I can think of is Jadon Sancho, but they cut him, and now he's at Borussia Dortmund, and he's probably going to go back to the Premier League for around 120 million for next summer. So yeah, just notoriously, Man City's never been a club that has a bunch of homegrown players anyway. But yeah, in terms of like future implications, it means that the fourth place, let's see. So Man City is currently second, actually. Man City is currently second in the Premier League table, and if they're not allowed to get into the Champions League, that's just going to bump all the spots down one. So first, third, fourth, and fifth, assuming City finishes second, will all get Champions League spots, and sixth will be Europa League. I believe seventh might also get Europa League qualifying, like the knockout qualifying stages. So it's interesting. We're going to have some really cool clubs like up in the mix for Champions League, Europa League places. I think currently that means Sheffield United would be going to the Champions League, which is awesome. You know, I am personally a Man U fan, so not gonna lie, I don't mind hearing this bad news about Man City. Yeah, in terms of just the integrity of the sport, I think it's good. You see clubs like, obviously Man City, PSG, even at times like a Juventus or Barcelona, Real Madrid, whether they're buying players or selling players for a lot of money, there's just a ton of money like moving around, and I'm glad that they're holding clubs accountable. To switch sports real quick, you look at the Astros and the whole sign stealing scandal and how that basically handed them a World Series, and a lot of people feel like their punishment was not big enough. They had a few management people like suspended, a big fine. Now, I think the MLB fans and the community in the MLB, they're not really going to respect the title that the Astros got looking back. But all the players and most of the coaches are just kind of going about their careers, like, just hoping to get back there. And there's been no bans, no like stripping of titles, nothing. Like Jose Altuve still has his, 2018 NL MVP. But anyways, I think it's great that we have a sport like soccer that is really holding clubs accountable. And I think it's just a good way to set up the future. Especially with soccer, the transfer market is just like so inflated right now. It's crazy. You got players like Bruno Fernandes going for up to 100 million pounds. A few years ago that would have been the world record, and he's not even the most high profile player. He's a mid And he's like 24, 25 years old. He's from the Portuguese league. It's not like he was tearing the league apart. It's not like he's some incredible young prospect. It's not like he was doing really well on some world-renowned team. It's just he was a high-quality player on a lower-quality team, but he's going for up to 100 million pounds. That just shows you the inflation. So yeah, there's just going to be a lot of money moving around between a lot of teams going forward, and having Man City banned and like having them being held accountable for what they did. It's a great way to like set up, an accountability system for other teams. I think this means that probably Pep Guardiola will be fired in the summer. I mean, it's also kind of hurts some legacies of players at Man City, like Aguero. I mean, just think of all the players they bought recently, like Mahrez, Laporte, Mendy, Walker, Rodri. Their whole team was just purchased. But anyways, yeah, just wanted to have a quick convo about the recent 2-year Champions League ban. There's also talks that they could get a point deduction in Premier League. It doesn't really matter because they're not going to win the league, and they're obviously not getting a Champions League spot. So don't think that matters. But yeah, as I said, I think it's a good step in the right direction in terms of holding teams accountable. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you again soon. See you.